Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm so excited to finally take you on a full tour of my little sanctuary, my cozy, tiny home. If you've been following my journey, you know that moving into a small space was a huge decision for me. I wanted to create a home that was not just functional, but a true reflection of peace and comfort. I found my inspiration in the concept of Hygge, the Danish philosophy of finding joy and contentment in simple, cozy moments. For me, this home isn't about minimalism in its starkest form. It's about intentional living, about surrounding myself with things that bring genuine happiness, and about creating a personal retreat from the chaos of the outside world. This isn't just a house. It's a feeling, a space designed to slow down, breathe, and appreciate the small, beautiful things in life. So come on in, grab a warm drink, and let me show you around the place that has truly become my happy place. Right as you step inside, you're in the main living area. I've chosen a soft, neutral color palette to make the space feel calm and open. The walls are a warm gray, and I've layered textures with a plush sheepskin rug and a woven throw blanket on the sofa. That beautiful big window is my absolute favorite feature. It floods the room with natural light and makes the space feel so much bigger. I've kept the furniture simple and multifunctional. This custom-built bench doubles as a storage chest, and the coffee table has a secret compartment for my books and remote controls, keeping clutter out of sight. The key to Hygge is ambience, so I've added a few of my favorite candles and string lights to create that perfect, warm glow in the evenings. This is where I spend my mornings with a cup of tea and my evenings curled up with a good book. Every single item in this room has a purpose and a story, and that's what makes it feel so special. Moving on, this is my tiny but mighty kitchen. It's a space that proves you don't need a lot of square footage to cook and create. I opted for open shelving to make everything easy to access and to prevent the space from feeling closed off. My dishes and mugs are all white, which keeps the look clean and consistent. I've invested in quality, space-saving appliances like this 2-burner induction cooktop and a compact refrigerator that fits perfectly under the counter. The wood countertop adds a touch of natural warmth, and I've lined it with a few small potted herbs, which not only smell amazing but also bring a bit of life into the room. This kitchen has taught me to be more mindful of what I buy and what I consume. There's no room for excess here. Every ingredient is chosen with intention, and every meal is made with love. It's a space that's simple, efficient, and surprisingly cozy, a true testament to the idea that less can indeed be more. And finally, we'll climb up to my favorite spot in the whole house, the loft bedroom. This is my little retreat, my cozy nook where the day's worries just melt away. The slanted ceiling gives it a snug, cave-like feel, and I filled it with fluffy pillows and a big, comfortable comforter. I kept the decor up here minimal, with a simple shelf for a few of my favorite books and a soft reading lamp. Waking up here, with the gentle light coming through the small window, feels like waking up inside a warm hug. It's proof that you don't need a massive bedroom to feel secure and at peace. This entire home, from the living room to the kitchen and up to this loft, has taught me that true wealth isn't measured in square feet, but in moments of genuine comfort, connection, and joy. Hygge is a Danish and Norwegian word for a mood of cozy contentment and well-being through enjoying the simple things in life. It's about creating a warm, comfortable atmosphere and appreciating the small moments that bring you joy. When I decided to move into my tiny home, my goal wasn't just to downsize. It was to embrace this philosophy fully. I realized that living small gave me the perfect canvas to create a life focused on quality over quantity. Instead of worrying about filling a large space with endless furniture and decor, I could be intentional about every single item. My home isn't just a place to sleep. It's a sanctuary where I can disconnect from the fast-paced world outside. I've filled it with soft blankets, warm lighting, and things that have a personal story. It's about the feeling of curling up with a good book on a rainy day, sipping a hot cup of tea, and just being present in the moment. Hygge has taught me that true happiness isn't found in grand gestures or material possessions, but in the quiet, simple beauty of everyday life. This is what living the Hygge life in my small home looks like, and I can't wait to share more of it with you. My cozy reading nook. When you live in a small space, every square inch counts, and it's so important to design with intention. I didn't want this home to just be a place for eating and sleeping. I wanted to have a dedicated corner where I could truly unwind and get lost in a good book. This isn't just a place to sit. It's a sanctuary designed for comfort, quiet, and a little bit of magic. To create it, I focused on three key elements: light, comfort, and ambiance. First, I found the perfect spot by a window to get as much natural light as possible during the day. For the evenings, I added a warm-toned floor lamp to create a soft, inviting glow. Next, for comfort, I layered a plush rug, a pile of soft cushions, and my favorite chunky knit blanket, making the corner feel like a warm hug. For ambiance, I added a few personal touches: a small shelf with my current favorite reads, a scented candle that reminds me of a calm forest, and a mug holder for my hot tea. Every single detail was chosen to evoke a sense of peace and tranquility. This nook has become my escape, a place where I can slow down, recharge, and reconnect with myself after a long day. The ultimate Hygge tiny house makeover. When I first moved into this space, it was functional, but it lacked a certain soul. It didn't feel like a true sanctuary, it was just a place to live. Inspired by the Danish philosophy of Hygge, I decided to transform every corner of this home into a haven of warmth, comfort, and peace. This wasn't just about redecorating. It was about creating a space that nurtures the soul and encourages a slower, more intentional way of life. The first thing I did was focus on the color palette, shifting from stark whites to a warmer, more inviting mix of soft grays, creamy beiges, and natural wood tones. I then layered different textures: a plush rug here, a chunky knit blanket there, to make every surface feel incredibly soft and welcoming. Next, I completely redid the lighting, replacing harsh overhead lights with multiple sources of soft, warm light, including a string of fairy lights and a few candles, to create that perfect, cozy glow in the evenings. The key to a successful Hygge makeover is to eliminate clutter and only keep items that bring you genuine joy. I purged anything that didn't serve a purpose or make me happy, making room for things that truly matter. This makeover has taught me that Hygge isn't just about aesthetics. It's a way of living that prioritizes well-being, and I hope this transformation inspires you to bring a little more Hygge into your own home, no matter the size. My Hygge tiny home, a true minimalist dream? For me, minimalism isn't about deprivation or living in a cold, sterile space. It's about a purposeful, joyful kind of living where every single item serves a purpose and brings a feeling of peace. My journey to minimalism began with a simple question: what truly makes me happy? The answer wasn't a bigger house or more possessions, but a life with less clutter and more genuine connection. This home, inspired by the Danish concept of Hygge, is the physical embodiment of that realization. It's a space where I can truly disconnect from the overwhelming consumer culture outside and focus on what matters most: my well-being, my creativity, and the simple joys of a quiet life. You'll notice I've filled it with soft, natural textures. Think cozy wool blankets, warm wooden surfaces, and gentle lighting, all chosen to create a sense of calm and comfort. It's about a life where a rainy afternoon spent with a cup of tea and a good book is a luxury, not an inconvenience. This home proves that you don't need a lot of space to have a rich and fulfilling life. You just need to be intentional about what you let in. Want to share my top cozy decor ideas inspired by the Danish concept of Hygge, which has completely transformed my tiny house into a true sanctuary. Hygge isn't just about candles and blankets. It's about creating an atmosphere of warmth, comfort, and contentment. The key is to engage all your senses. For my walls, I chose a warm, earthy color palette of soft grays and creamy whites, which serves as a calm backdrop. Then, I layered different textures to make the space feel incredibly inviting. Think a plush, deep pile rug, a chunky knit blanket draped over the sofa, and linen throw pillows. Lighting is crucial, so instead of using a single harsh overhead light, I've scattered multiple sources of warm, gentle light throughout the space. I use string lights, a soft-toned reading lamp, and of course, plenty of scented candles to create a magical, cozy glow in the evenings. I also brought in elements of nature like small potted plants and wooden accents to add a sense of life and serenity. Finally, I only display items that are either handmade, have a personal story, or bring me genuine joy. This helps to eliminate clutter and ensures that every piece of decor contributes to the overall feeling of peace. These simple changes have made my tiny house feel infinitely bigger and more comfortable, proving that a home's coziness isn't measured in square feet, but in the love and intention you put into it.